Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is you're watching the video, and welcome to a very special one actually. It is Genshin related, but today I want to present to you a personal project of mine that I've started, that I have shown on our daily streams that I've started since this week. And it's a personal project of mine of something that I built around Genshin, and people that went into the streams and saw it thought it was really cool and said to me that I should share it and and I decided, let's make a video to show you what it is, how it works, and it's gonna be in the description, a link to it in the description. Might not be exactly as the video is uploaded because I'm still doing a few tweaks on it, so might need to check that. But the thing is, I've been making. So what is it? What is it? It's a personal coding project of mine that I've been doing for at least a month now. I started around December, late November, and I've just been working it on my free time. It was the holidays, and I had a lot of time to work on it. So what is it? As the title of the video suggests, it's called the Genshin Impact Character Worksheet or Workbook. That's how an Excel file is usually called. The whole Excel thing is called a workbook, spreadsheet, or worksheet, whatever you want to call it. And its purpose was for me to be able to check my character's stats and other things related to Genshin without going into Genshin. And it has made my life a lot easier when it comes to checking artifacts that I've got, making sure what's on who. So I'm gonna open it up and wait for Excel to load, and we're gonna switch to my desktop. So welcome to the desktop scene. So this is the beginning of the workbook. We are on the general tab, as you can see down here. This is absolutely coded to always open on this page, on this sheet. So yeah, I've done lots of automation on this, by the way. So here we have a nice welcoming thing. Welcome to the Genshin Character Stats Workbook. Right next to it, we have a question mark button. If I click in, it's a button. And this is the Genshin button. The tutorial basically explains everything. So I guess we can check what the tutorial tells us. But because the tutorial is presented in small message boxes, that's the easiest way. In Excel, you might actually not be able to read it through YouTube. So first of all, of course, I am gonna narrate them, but I'm also gonna explain more in detail. So we press it and messages start appearing. Welcome to the tutorial for the Genshin Character Stats Workbook. This tutorial will explain everything you need to know to use this workbook. If you want to exit the tutorial, just hit the X button or cancel on any of the message boxes. And once we're through that, you can see that the message box changes to OK cancel, and if you press cancel at any point, you will exit the tutorial if you maybe accidentally pressed it or anything. So we start, and an area gets highlighted, and the message explains that these are shortcuts to specific character sheets. Whenever a character sheet is created, it is automatically added into one of the rows. There is a very easy way to. You'll see actually not the progress, the stages. You'll see the way that you can choose where to add a character, and also it took me a really long time to do that. Whenever you delete a character sheet, it is automatically deleted from this, and if more sheets were below it, it will move them up. And as you can see, they are nicely color coded with borders plus the name of the character being in the corresponding color. I left the element names as non-color coded because I think that was better. A nice, easier way to see the headline of the element instead of the characters below. So yeah, these are the specific character sheets. They are hyperlinks, so once you click on them, they take you to the sheet. And also, there is the stats calculator button, which will take you to the stats calculator sheet, which is down here. It's the second one. Next, this is a shortcut for the Genshin launcher. So when you click on this, it opens up the launcher. When you receive this workbook, because this is built on my directories in my PC, you most likely will get a message which will tell you to set up the directory for the launcher. So if you want to launch Genshin through this, you can launch Genshin through this. Next, this is a Primogem bank. That's what I called it. This keeps track of your Primogems and automatically converts them to wishes. This is very simple. You got the nice Primogem bank with the Primogems at the sides. Currently saving for Alhaitham for me. You can edit this however you want. Then we got Primogem count, wishes, which again is just an easy, Primogems divided by 160. The pity, which you enter manually because you're gonna need to count your pity. The last time I daily updated this, and how many days are left in my Welkin. That's the base Primogem bank. Displayed here are the remaining days on your Blessing of the Welkin Moon. And then we have these two buttons that allow you to add Primogems to the bank. Add daily adds Welkin and or commission Primogems based on the date, while add custom allows you to add specific amounts. So what add the daily does is it basically adds 150 Primogems if you have a Welkin active. It always checks if this value here, Welkin days, is above 0. If it is 0, it will pop up a window telling you, do you want to just add your commissions, right? If you aren't using Welkin, you can just add 60 Primogems, which is the commission Primogems, or you can choose to add a Welkin, which would then open up a window which will ask you how many days of Welkin do you want to add, because maybe you just missed updating the spreadsheet and now you've only got 25 days left on your Welkin, something like that, instead of just adding 30, which is how many are added when you purchase one, or whatever. But it is specifically an addition. It will add on top of this, by the way. It will not change it. Again, it's addition. You're not setting the value of the Welkin days, you're adding days to the Welkin. But an add custom adds specific amounts. Right now, the window, which I will show you, just allows you to add a specific numeric value. There's +5, +10, +20, I believe, and +50, or +50 and +100. There's also -5, -10, -50, and -100 in order to, maybe if you made a mistake or something, you need to correct it. And this Primogem bank and this add custom thing isn't really made for exploration purposes. This is made mostly for when there's an event or it's just a regular day of Genshin without an event, and you just press the add daily button or add like 5, 10, 40 Primogems from achievements or events. I am thinking before I put before I add the workbook in the description, I am thinking of maybe adding some buttons in the add custom menu that are common chests, exquisite chests, precious chests, legendary chests, I don't remember all of the names, and remarkable chests, because all of them right now in the new regions give you Primogems. So while you're exploring, you can have this open, and whenever you open a chest, click, 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 and it will add the Primogems. Maybe I am thinking of doing that, but again, it's not really meant to be used after after exploration necessarily. You can just edit the Primogem amount once you're done with exploration. But again, to appease everyone, I think I should add the chests thingy, and I think I will add the chests thingy. But this is the Primogem bank. This is an event calendar. Here is an event calendar. It counts days until important events, such as the next character banner. These should update automatically when each date is reached, but MiHoYo loves to break traditions, so if the dates differ from the norm, you can use the Add New Dates button to choose new dates. So this is an event calendar. It tells you how many days are left until something new happens. It counts the live stream, the version, and the banner. Once again, these are usually updated automatically, which is 42 days from, the live stream like day difference is usually 42. Same with the versions, and the banner is like 2 to 3 weeks, if I remember. I don't remember the exact days, like 21 to 22 days. These again are automatically changed when the date is reached, but you never know when MiHoYo might do something. Maybe there's some sort of holiday in China and they need to do their live stream later or something like that. But the add new dates button, as we're going to see, pops up a box with a calendar where you can choose each date and change it. And as you can see, it tells you the number of days and the date that the things will occur. This is the template form for a work in progress character. After you input your goals for the work in progress character, it will fill with the materials you need to collect. So it's exactly what it says. When you are working on a character, you want to keep track of what is left to farm and what you should farm, how much you should farm of everything. It was a pain in the ass to add all of the values, because in Genshin it doesn't work. You cannot just multiply something. You need specific values and as such. But yeah, that's it. That's the thing. You'll see the template in action and how it is formatted, so you can be familiar with it. You can use this button to add a work in progress character. This button copies the filled template to the corresponding character sheet. So up here will appear the name of the character. So be sure to spell a character's name correctly as they are in the sheets below. Maybe you want to name your character something else. My Ayaka is named Ayayayaka. And so if I want to do a work in progress thing here, I actually need to name it Ayayayaka. Just for fun and giggles, but always remember that the name up there corresponds to a character sheet. Of course, if it doesn't, the workbook will tell you. I'm gonna show you everything. I've done my best, but I still need feedback on anything that maybe people want to see added in this, or there's some sort of bugs or anything. It's coding. That's how it works. This button allows you to edit the material amounts in order to keep track of your progress. You can only use this button when you are in a character's sheet. So you edit the mats when you edit the materials when you are on a character's sheet, because that's the character you're following. So even if you've collected some stuff, put the template, copy it to a sheet, then edit the stuff. And now we go on to the stats calculator. Welcome to the stats calculator sheet. Here you can input your artifacts stats and the overall stats will be auto-calculated. Here is where you input your character's name, weapon they will be using, and artifact set. Simple enough. Character name, the weapon you'll use with them, and artifact set. If it's a combination, you can add a plus or the end symbol, whatever you want, of course, or two piece, however you want to write it, that doesn't matter. You write whatever you want there. This is where you input your base character's stats, weapon stats, and artifact stats. If you wish to input any external stat buffs or artifact stat buffs, you can add those amounts to either the base stats or weapon stats columns. So yes, I have not added an external buff stats kind of thing, which I think plenty of people do not necessarily show in, like, when they are showcasing their character builds and such. They most of the time care for the raw stats, and when buffs are taken into account, that's usually in a damage calculator, in some sort of Genshin damage calculator. So that's why I kind of skipped over it. I kind of skipped over artifact buffs, any buffs that any teammates might give you, resonance buffs, or anything like that. I skipped over them so that you can choose to maybe add them to the base stats or the weapon stats. Wherever you want, you just add the values there. And yeah, like if you want to see the raw builds, you can do that. If you want to add the buffs, you can do that. Like, let's say you're using Huta with Homa, Staff of Homa. In order to see how much attack Huta will actually have in game, you need to deploy her into a party, get her below 50% HP, and then you'll see how much attack she has. Well, Well, here you can just do the mathematics in a calculator. Just input what 1.5, 1.2% of her max HP and see how much attack she gets from Staff of Homa. We're actually gonna see that in my Homa stats sheet. So yeah, like that sort of thing. If you want to add those kinds of buffs, maybe you don't want to add those kinds of buffs. Whatever you want to do, just type it in. I mean, please. I don't think it's freaking hard to get a freaking calculator and do some mathematics. It's not hard to calculate buffs from weapons, artifacts, and other kinds of things. I think I think I'm fine with that. I don't need to add some sort of like drop down menu with all of the weapons and their effects and all of the artifact stats and all of anything else. Okay, please have mercy on me. Nevertheless, here is a variety of buttons that will help you create and edit builds. Let's check them one by one. This is the clear stats button. It clears the values in the calculator, and you can choose to clear artifacts only or nuke the entire build. So pretty standard. You just want to clear everything. If you're using the same artifact set perhaps or weapon, you can just clear the artifacts only and weapons. I think it also clears the weapon stats, or just nuke the entire build because you're looking at another character. This is the copy stats button. It copies the build into a new or existing character sheet. Pretty straightforward. If the character doesn't already have a sheet, it will create one. And if the character has a sheet, it will just copy the stats to that sheet. It, of course, checks if there's a build already existing, and if it does, it just moves the stats down. That's all. Continue. This is the replace stats button. It allows you to replace the stats of an already existing build with the ones currently present in the calculator. Once again, pretty straightforward. If you have a build and you made a change to one of the artifacts, or do you want to see that build with a different artifact and see and compare, well, you can do that. You can then use the replace stats button because, oh, this build is better, I'm just gonna replace it instead of copying it. Just replace it altogether, and that's it. that's the replace stats button. This is the save stats button. It temporarily saves an already existing build. So what this does is that it saves all of the values of a build. You can choose a build that already exists from another sheet. Again, I'm going to show you that. Or save the build that is in the stats calculator. This can easily allow you to copy values from an already existing build into the stats calculator to edit it. Or perhaps you're working on a build, you want to save that for later, and then start working on something else. When you're done with that other else, you can use the load stats button, which will load the stats into the calculator so you can edit that build when you want. And then lastly is the edit main stats button. With this one, you can add or edit the main stats of your artifacts, and it will add or change the corresponding stats into the calculator. Once again, pretty straightforward, right? Your sands, your goblet, and your circlet have some main stats, and you can edit them using this button, or well, add them if there isn't any, like right now where the calculator is bare bones. So yeah, pretty straightforward. It will add the values necessary, right? An attack sands will add 46.6%, an EM sands will add 187, the goblets will add elemental damage correspondingly, circlet, of course, crit rate, whatever you're using. That's the thing. And that's it. That's the base of the workbook. One last hint, you can use Control Shift and Z or Z, however you want to call it, to instantly go to the general sheet. Just a quick shortcut to always go back here, because I've noticed, right, in this monitor that I'm using right now, as you can see, all of the worksheets down there are visible. But in my other monitor that is 1080p, I cannot see all of the sheets. So if I am on a faraway one and the general one gets hidden, I can use Control Shift Z and then use one of the shortcuts to go back and forward. I hope you like the Genshin character stats workbook and have fun using it. And that's the tutorial. I think it explains the basic stuff, and let's check some stuff out. So if I click on the Paimon button, it opens the launcher. Now give me a sec. If I open my Genshin directory, and let's say I delete the launcher. Yep, the launcher has been deleted. Look, the Genshin launcher executable has been moved, was deleted, or this is your first time using the stats workbook. Please find the Genshin launcher executable file. I see a typo, but that's fine. And then it opens a file dialog, which you then will go and choose the exe. I can just exit it if I don't want to do anything, and then sec. Of course, I'm not gonna show you everything in my desktop. I shall bring back the launcher, restore, good. And now, there we go. And now I press it again, it finds the launcher, it begins. It starts the launcher. All right then. So then we have the add daily button. Since the last daily update happened today, it will tell me that it added 0 days of Welkin and commissions. So I can press this as much as I want. But yeah, this updates automatically. When you press the add daily button, this last daily update becomes today's date. The Welkin days also is automatically reduced every day that passes. And even if you took a break from the spreadsheet and you opened it 2 or 3 days later, it will remove 2 or 3 days from your Welkin. The add custom dialog is this. As you can see, 5, 10, 50, and 100 is the primogems that you can add. You know, you went into the abyss, you got 600 primogems, you can just press and add 600 primogems. So see, primogem count, primogem amount 600. If I press OK, it will add 600 primogems. And if I made a mistake perhaps and say I added 100 too much, I can just press the minus button, the minus 100 to correct that mistake. And then once I press OK, 0 primogems have been added. New current is 13,728. This is the add new dates button. It even has a help button here that opens up a very long message box, but let's read it. Here you can set the dates for the next livestream, version, and banner. These dates update automatically when they are reached, even if the calendar says update the date. So when the date is reached, up here it will say update the date. But MiHoYo loves to break traditions, so this form exists. When the dates are reached, just reopen the workbook and the dates will adjust and appear on the calendar. So again, in order to have a nice check for a message to appear, when these dates are reached, a message will appear saying, hey, the next live stream is on. Hey, the next version is on. Hey, new banner, get your primos ready. In order to have that check for the message, it will tell you, I need to have something displayed there. And then when you reopen the workbook, it will adjust the dates. The dates have already been adjusted when the workbook opens, and it detects that 0 dates have remained, but that's coding stuff, and that's fine. So again, here are the dates. It displays the dates that are already inputted, and if I press this, it opens a nice little calendar. The months are displayed with question marks for me, because for some reason, even if my main language on Windows is English, Excel really wanted to use Greek. And because I think it doesn't have the correct stuff for Greek characters, it displays them as question marks. So this definitely can happen with other languages. But if you have, I believe, language packs or you're just using English, it should be good. I think before I did some things with the code, because date formatting is a pain in the ass. And yeah, like what can we do? We use date, month, year. Other people use month, date, year. Other people use year, month, date. Hey, we can't do this perfectly. But yeah, like I was messing with that, and I remember that I saw the names of the months displayed correctly. So again, it varies by system, from system to system, depending on the language that Excel can display. But again, you can choose a date from this calendar, and it will appropriately choose. It also circles the current date, so you saw that this is February, right? This is January. The next live stream is at some point. oh, it's on the 17th of February, so you can click that and it will choose the date, and then again it will tell you that the dates have been updated, and surely enough the dates have been updated. Let us do a work in progress character. Okay, let's do something. Let's put Yao Yao. So we type in Yao Yao's name. I already have a sheet for her, so that's good. The ascension level shall be 6. So if you don't know about ascension levels, they are, the ascension levels of 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, I believe. Or something else. But 6 is 90, 5 is 80 max, 4 is 70, 60, and then I believe it's 50 and 40. Ascension level 0 is 20, some weird stuff. I've already done the things, don't worry. But Yao Yao, level 90, because I like her voice actor. She's Emily Near, so she's getting special treatment. I will choose the element. She's Dendro. Her weapon level is 90, and I'm using a Favonius Lance. It is a 4-star weapon, so I'm gonna click the 4-star option. Her talents, her auto attacks are useless. Her skill is very important, so level 8 should be good. And her burst isn't that important, but special treatment, level 8. So we click the OK button, and everything is added. The name is added here. The boss mats that we need are here, 0 out of 46. We need 419 XP books of the adventure of the Heroes with Kind, 604 weapon XP of the big one, right? The purple one, that is the maximum. That's what this is calculating, and 168 plants or what of whatever the fuck Yao Yao needs, which is the chilies. Weapon level is gonna be 90 as we said it. So for that we need 3 brown materials, 9 black ones, 9 pink ones, and 4 gold. You have no idea how much I battled with myself on how the fuck should I name these, because I just don't know what to name them, right? Do people call them gray, bronze, brown? Do they call these blue or black? Because usually they're black, but they are blue rarity, right? Do people call these purple because they're 4 stars, or do they call them pink? Depending on how you see colors, I guess. I mean, gold is gold, but seriously, I fought myself on how I should name the materials. Whatever. Talent levels here are displayed. These are our talent goals, what we want to get, and these are the books that we'll need. For 188, we need 6 bronze, 42 silver, and 20 gold. Again, if you call the books blue, that's fine. I just like bronze, silver, and gold. Okay. So then we shall copy to sheet, and now we go down here, or we can click this, and it'll take us to the Yao Yao page. As you can see, there is an image, and you'll see. But here is the template. The add work in progress and copy to sheet buttons are gone because they're not needed, and just the edit materials button is here. So let's say we've done some progress on Yao Yao. Well then, we click the edit materials button, and this we get a nice form that allows us to edit the values to our liking. You can type whatever you want, but I would believe that if you have at least one brain cell, you will add just numbers on this. Please, people, I'm trying my best here. This is Excel. It's the best for a newbie on VBA like myself. But hey, we can edit stuff. Let's say we got 26 materials. Let's say we have 3 out of 3, 9 out of 9, and let's say we got 8. Let's say we got all of the bronze books, maybe we got 42 silvers, and then maybe we got 10 gold. We can press the done button, and there they are. They appear on the template. We can also, there's this nice help button. Let's click it, and let's see. Here you can edit any work in progress material amounts. Just type in the amounts you have gathered. Checking any of the done boxes will replace the amounts with a check mark so that you know that you are done farming those resources. If you have finished farming everything, tick all of the done boxes and the work in progress template will be deleted from the character sheet. So let's see that. Let's say I'm done with the bosses and I'm done with the weapon. I can click done, and look at that, everything became a check mark. We can then press the edit mats button, and let's say I'm done. Everything is done, so click all of them, and boom, it is gone. Our work in progress is over. As such, we don't need this anymore. And we'll use Ctrl-Shift-Z to go back to the general sheet. All right then, next let's check the big thing, the stats calculator. So once again, here we can input the names of the stuff that we are trying to build, character, weapon, artifact set, and in here we will input the stats. Once again, you're gonna have to input like the base stats of the characters yourself. Same with base weapon. Same with base attack. Base attack is character base attack plus weapon base attack, and you should add it here on the base stats. That is what you are. That's a base thing. Same with base HP, although that there isn't anything that alters base HP, so you're good. But yeah, if let's say our character has an EM Ascension stat, you shall type that EM here, else it's 0. If they have more than 100 ER because of an Ascension stat, you shall add 100 or something ER that they get here. If they get def or def percent, you can perhaps get the base def, multiply it, and put it here. Or you can, if they have a def ascension stat, if they have a def ascension stat, because that doesn't affect base def, you should add it in the weapon stats thingy. As simple as that. If they have an elemental damage bonus thingy, here it is. If the weapon has an elemental damage bonus thingy, here it is. So let's check how a build looks. So we can press the save stats button to save a build. Let's choose my boy Al-Haytham. Here, we chose Al-Haytham, and Excel checks and sees what builds are available. We got Mistsplitter plus Gilded Dreams and Mistsplitter plus Gilded Dreams. I already know that the first one contains an EM Sands and the second one contains an Attack Sands. I don't know exactly how I can format the window to fit like lots of information, because you can have lots of different parts to a build, but the base one usually is the weapon and the artifact set. And even if you did a mistake and you chose the wrong build, you can just choose it again. So yeah, let's choose the first one. Al-Haytham's Mistsplitter plus Gilded Dreams build stats have been saved. So now they are saved for me to press the load button whenever I want. I want it now. Al-Haytham's Mistsplitter and Gilded Dreams build stats have been loaded, and everything now has loaded in. You know what I can do, I believe? Oh, come on. Let me Windows. I can zoom just slightly bit more so that it's just a bit clearer. There we go. That looks nice. So, it auto-filled the character name, the weapon they're using, and the artifact set, and it also fully filled the stats. These, the final stats, are always auto-calculated, but these were just added. We see that Sands was changed to Sands EM, Goblet to Dendro Damage, and Circlet to Crit Rate, and everything is here. Everything is here, from Al-Haytham's base stats and his base attack with Mistsplitter, his elemental damage bonus that he gets from his Ascension stat. These are the stats of Mistsplitter. I forgot to add elemental damage to it. That's my mistake, because I know that Ayaka, who also uses Mistsplitter, Al-Haytham is gonna steal it, does have the elemental damage bonus, but hey, wait. Let's check Ayaka. Oh, it looks like Mistsplitter on full stacks gives you 40 elemental damage. Awesome. Let's go back to the stats calculator and add a 40. There we go. Now Al-Haytham, we know, will have 115 elemental damage bonus, which is way too much. For a build like this, he might not need to use a Dendro Damage Goblet. But look at that. I wanted to change something because something was wrong, and I did. And it automatically changed over here. But yeah, these are Mistsplitter stats. 44.1 crit damage and 40 elemental damage bonus. These, the attack and EM, are from Gilded Dreams. 14 attack, because he's gonna have Yao Yao with him, and 180 EM because he's gonna get 100 from the 4-piece bonus because he's gonna have 2 other elements with him, and 80 from the 2-piece bonus. If I wanted to add it on the add that on the base stats, I could have. I suggest that percentages are added here on the weapon stats instead of the base stats, because base stats are base, and everything and every percentage is calculated on those base stats. So you should not, let's say okay, attack, his base attack is 987 plus 14 from Gilded Dreams equals whatever, added here. Don't do that. Just add that 14 on the weapon stats. And if your weapon gives attack, just add that 14 plus 44. Just add it, and it's 58. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change if the swords is the weapon or the artifacts, as long as you just as long as you add them, do some addition. That's fine. His flower is here. His feather is here. His sands is here. Again, 187 EM was auto added when I made the build. Dendro damage is right here, 46.6, and his circlet is right here with 31.1. So then, all right, I loaded the build and I made a change. This change I want to go into the sheet. If I made more changes, that's good. I could, just go and add the 40 into Al-Haytham's sheet. But maybe again, if I made more changes, I'm not gonna do them one by one. So what we're gonna do? Well, I'm gonna replace it. So we're gonna click replace stats, and would you look at that? There are the builds. We chose the first build to edit. As such, we're gonna choose that. Stats have been replaced, and if we go to Al-Haytham's sheet, would you look at that? His E damage here, elemental damage here from his splitter, is 40. Oh, would you look at that? His second build also doesn't include elemental damage. Well then, we're gonna save stats. We're gonna choose Al-Haytham, choose the second build, load it in, put the 40 here, replace the stats on the second one, and bada bing, bada boom, the 40 is added here. And look at that. He's work in progress, of course. Misplitter is already level 90. I farmed the books that I want for all level 8 talents. And, well, I cannot farm the boss materials. So it's cannot farm at 46. I got the books, got the weapon XP. I mean, I don't need the weapon XP, but it's still there to remind me how much I will use, which is nice and useful. I mean, knowing that I'll need 419 books is useful because I'm like, I only have 1,000, and I'm gonna level 2 characters. Yao Yao and Al-Haytham should farm some more because I'm gonna be left with less than 200. So these don't get ticked because they are just there to remind you, and the plants I cannot farm. But, so we saw the save stats, how it works. We saw load stats and how it works, and we saw replace stats and how it works. Let's clear them. All right then. I wanna check an Al-Haytham build with an attack sense. So I'm still gonna be using Al-Haytham stuff, and I'm still gonna be using Misplitter. I'll just only clear the artifacts. Yes, it does clear the weapon stats. Hey, it clears the weapon stats because there's a possibility you added artifact stuff there, so it clears it in order to be sure. I mean, okay, Misplitter, we're using the same thing. Come on, just again, give me some slack. But yeah, everything is now cleared. Only the base stats remain, and that's good. I'm gonna let's say edit the main stats now. This is the window. And let's say I'm using Misplitter, high base attack. Got lots of elemental damage. He's mostly gonna be in a spread team with Gilded Dreams giving a decent amount of EM. Maybe I don't need an EM sense. Maybe it's better to run an attack sense. So I'm gonna switch to attack. Still gonna use a Dendro damage. So this is how I formatted the damage type so that they don't appear long as heck. So we got Pi damage as for pyro damage, high damage for hydro, CR for cryo, not crit damage, CR for cryo, EL for electro, AN for anemo, GE for geo, DE for dendro, and PH for physical, for all those EULA players, because we haven't gotten anything interesting for physical. We're gonna use dendro damage so D damage, and then we are gonna use a crit rate circlet since we're using Misplitter with plenty of crit damage. I'm gonna press OK, and would you look at that? Our flower's HP is added here because it cannot have flat HP on the substats. It always has 47,080, 4780, 4,780. 311 attack on the feather. Once again, this is a standard value that cannot change. And then 46.6 attack, 46.6 elemental damage, and 31.1 crit rate. If I want to edit them, maybe I'm like, maybe I should check a bit. Let's see if with an EM Sans how this is gonna work. Maybe we're gonna once again choose dendro damage, and then we're once again gonna choose crit rate. Boom! It removed the 46.6 from attack, and it added the 187. Let's say I wanna check EM, and crit rate. Added the M, got rid of the elemental damage, added the M, and the crit rate is still there. So yeah, if you added the main stats, the previous ones get deleted. Yay. Maybe I should do a... Okay, here's some debugging that I just thought. I should check if I should maybe clear all the values. I think I actually may already do that. I think I already cleared the values, but I don't remember. So here's a debugging. I need to be sure that, let's say, if you were using a dendro damage with the M on it, it isn't gonna it should replace it accordingly. So I'll see the code. Don't worry about that. Just an extra note. Gotta always remember, this is coding. Everything. You're never done. Okay, but yeah, that's the edit main stats button. All right then. We saw how the clear stats button work. Let's see how the copy stats works. So, let's say we made some sort of new build. EM crit rate. You never know. Maybe with Miss Splitter, I'm gonna run EM crit rate. We're gonna press the copy stats button. Since Al-Haytham already exists as a sheet, the stats will just be copied. We can go here. Look at it. It's right down here. And if we want to delete it, we can just delete it. Boom. About the deletion thingy, because Excel is kind of weird, you saw that another window popped up with like shifting cells and bullshit. It's so annoying. And I highly believe that people will... I highly believe you'll be deleting stuff from this. You're mostly gonna replace stuff or anything. It's just hell on earth. Excel is just dumb. Don't worry. That's the reason why there's no delete button. But let's say we had a new character. Let's call our new character Al-Haythams. If I press the copy stats button, we get a message. A new character sheet was created. Please choose their portrait and weapon icon. So yes, whenever you create a new character sheet, you gotta choose their weapons and portraits icon. You should go and get these from wherever you want. You can input whatever you want. It is just an image that you're gonna be choosing. So choose whatever image you want for your corresponding character. And weapons icon. Again, get them from wherever you want. As long as they are in a general image format, it will work with this. We press OK. We are taken to the characters sheet, and here is a list of stuff of my weapon icon. Oh no, these are the character icons. I don't know why they're not loading. Let's say Ayato. Let's pick Ayato, and then let's pick this weapon, which for some reason is not loading. It was Jade Spear, I guess. So, first of all, the program, when you press the copy sheets button, it automatically does this centering. Like the background for Ayato is one cell. It merges them so that it looks like that. Same with the weapon. And then when you add an icon, it auto-centers it as best as it can. It is like missing slightly here. You can move it a bit if you want, or leave it like that. I don't think that it's half bad. Same with the weapon, it auto-centers it, auto-fits it within the thing. So whatever resolution your image may be, it will automatically fit within these cells. And what is this? Create sheet shortcut. A new character sheet was created. Please choose their element to create a shortcut. Okay, our character, Al-Haythams, let's say he was a Nemo. he is an emo. We press OK. A few things happen. And then if we go to the... So first of all, let me move something. So first of all, down here, Al-High Thumbs has been color-coded. Everything down here is color-coded to respective elements. He is grayish, cyan-ish. I just used the color picker, by the way, on an emo. He is an emo. He is color-coded as an emo. And if we go into the General tab, would you look at that? In the Anemo column, we got our character Al-High Thumbs. Well, that was cool. Again, by the way, the window that opened for the icons is a set directory just like the launcher. So when you launch it, or the folder is not found by the program, it will tell you that, hey, I did not find the folder, or you deleted the folder, or this is of course the first time you use the workbook, so you need to set the folder. It will ask you to do that, and you will choose a folder for it to automatically open. It will automatically open to the specific directory for you to choose the pictures. For me, it's on my documents, and I got a folder called Genshin icons, and I got my weapon icons and my character icons that I get from Honey Impact. Thank you for the icons. They are nice and high quality. But yeah, all right. Let's say that for some reason or another, I want to delete that character's worksheet. I just don't want them, don't care about them maybe anymore, whatever reason. Well then, we can just right click and delete. This will delete. This is how you delete a sheet. Press delete. Microsoft Excel will permanently delete the sheet. Continue. Yes, delete it. Would you look at that? The sheet was deleted. Let's go back to the General tab. Oh, would you look at that? Al-High Thumbs is gone from our table of contents. And. Let's create our Al-High Thumbs sheet. Do this quickly. Oh, I surprisingly chose the right character. And let's make them Hydro. Alright. First of all, again, color-coded on down here. And there he is, Al-High Thumbs. Alright then. Let's make another character. Let's make the boy Kave. Let's copy the stats. A new sheet was created for Kave. Let's just put whatever icons. And let's say he was also Hydro. Good. Down here, Al-High Thumbs and Kave have been added. And look at that, Al-High Thumbs and Kave. So, let's delete Al-High Thumbs. I want to delete Al-High Thumbs, but Kave is still gonna be here. Let's delete it. Look at that. Al-High Thumbs has been deleted, and also Kave has been moved one space above. And links to Kave. Then we delete Kave as well. Would you look at that? He's also gone. So yeah, that's how the copy stats button works, where it copies it again. If the character doesn't exist, so be sure to once again be correct on your spellings and everything. It will make a new character sheet, ask you to input the correct the icons and the weapon, and I'll hype them. And it will also tell you, hey, what element is this guy, so that they can be added to the correct column in the General tab, so that a nice shortcut can be created. Now then, we have our Al-High Thumb. Let's say I'm using a different weapon on him. Let's say I'm trying him with Xephos' Moonlight, the nice sword they used in his first appearance. We're gonna copy the stats. And since Al-High Thumb already exists, the stats will be copied, as it should. But look at this. Looks like this new build uses another weapon. Would you like to insert the weapon's icon next to the build? So, if you have a character that you're testing with multiple weapons and you want to have those builds saved, you can also have the weapon icon next to the info in order to know really quickly visually what weapon is there. This will always check the first weapon, right? The first build's weapon. So if you make a build that has the same weapon, it won't ask you for a new icon. But let's say we want to add one, we add this one. So if we go to Al-Haytham, look at that. I somehow chose Amenoma Kageuchi. But look, Missplitter is here, right? It checks if this weapon is equal to this weapon down here. If it is, it won't ask me anything like this one right here. And also, right, I did change the weapon, and look at that. It changed. And I do believe, if I am correct, let's say we're using the umbrella. No, let's say we're using Iron Sting. Let's say I want to replace the stats of the third build. Xiphos plus Kidlet Dreams. I'm not using Xiphos anymore, right? I'm good with ER, and I'm going for a more damaged focused thing. Look at that. The replacement build uses a different weapon than the current one. Do you want to change its weapon icon? Do you want to change the weapon icon? Yes, I want to change the weapon icon. We open, the stats have been replaced, and if we go, I chose Missplitter somehow. But look at that. So even if you replace a build and it contains a different weapon, you can. Like, let's say, right, I was lucky. I got Al-Haytham early, and then I rolled on the weapons banner, and I did get Light of Foliar sanction. Fuck Incision. Why is it called Incision? I don't like that it's called it. They changed it. But I got his weapon. So what will that do? Well, I need to change my build. So I'm gonna save. I'm gonna use the save build. Where is it? The save stats button to save that build, the Missplitter build. Load it into the stats calculator. Change the weapon here to Light of Foliar Sanction, plus the weapon stats, plus his base attack, which is a very important thing. Always remember to make sure that you chose the right base attack, that you have already added your characters and the weapon's base attack, and then put it here. And then I'm gonna replace it. Replace my Missplitter build, because now I got the good weapon, the really good weapon. Well, I've got something in front of the first sheet, that's why. Then I'm gonna press the replace stats button and replace one of my Missplitter builds, and then the workbook will tell me, hey brother, the new build contains a new weapon. Would you like to maybe add that weapons, replace the weapon icon as well? Yes, I would like to do that. And well, that's it. That's what it's gonna do. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of checks. So like I've tried to make it as user friendly as possible, so that any errors, anything is checked and fixed. The only thing that might not work for you is the Genshin Impact launcher. There is a possibility that that because there's something that I've enabled in Excel that might not be defaultly enabled, it might not work. It's the shell command, which allows me to run an executable through the workbook, through Excel. This option might get carried through the workbook, but it also might not. But out of everything, the freaking shortcut to Genshin is the only thing that will not work, okay? So I think we're good on that. Also, there's some hidden stuff right here. First of all, when your Welkin runs out, this bad boy runs out, you will get a message that your Welkin has run out. And second, when the Abyss resets, which is tomorrow, you'll get a message that says, the Abyss has reset, go get some Primos, baby. So those are hidden. They are automatic. Well, the Welkin one is changed based on your input. The Abyss is always on standard dates, never changes, even if crazy things happen with MiHoYo. It's always on the 1st and the 16th. So whenever those dates are reached, you will be remembered by the spreadsheet, and it will automatically change. No need to add the date again and again and again. So I believe I've covered basically everything in this, for anything that I can remember. The saved stats, again, they are temporary. So when you exit the workbook, they will be gone. So if you have saved something that you were working on load it and copy it to a new sheet or something just to save it. And then when you load back in, you can load it, you can save that. So again, when you exit the workbook, the saved stats are gone. Also, the work in progress character, I'm gonna go back. The work in progress character thing will also be cleared when you exit when you exit the workbook, when you exit the Excel file, and yeah, and also the thing auto saves. So when you exit the Excel sheet, even if you made any sort of change, it will save and it will not pop up the notification that there are unsaved changes. It will always save whenever you exit, like this. You saw for a split second, the work in progress thing right here was deleted, contents were cleared, and no save dialogue popped up. And that's it. Wow, I did not think that it will take an hour to explain this, but I guess I did a lot of stuff. And again, because the Genshin audience is broad as heck, and even if this is kind of more towards the hardcore audience, well, even that hardcore audience has casual people and not casual people necessarily with technology even. As such, I wanted to explain everything in nice detail. And well, here's the thing: any feedback that you want, right? Anything that you want to add. Maybe you'll tell me, I want to be able to keep track of, I don't know, constellations or whatever. Anything, right? Just a simple ass drop down menu next to the character that just says 1, 2, 3, 4 or C1, C2, C3, whatever like that. If you really want me to add this, and if lots of people want that added, I can easily add it, upload the changed version of the workbook to the link in the description, and you can just go and re-download the file. Now, of course, this is an Excel worksheet, which means that there can easily be problems between PCs, between Excel versions, and whoever knows what the fuck. Yes, I do know that a website or a program in a standard coding language would have been perfect, but I'm a newbie a bit in programming, and it was easy. I like the template of Excel. You've already got the cells already done for you. Coloring the borders isn't that hard. Making the buttons isn't that hard. Visual Basic isn't that hard. It wasn't easy, and again, it started as a personal project. But when I showed this on my streams, people were interested. As such, hey, and again, this is just a casual thing. It's a casual thing for a hardcore player, I guess. This isn't some sort of crazy damage calculator when you can put a billion scenarios, nor is it, I don't know. This is just, I want to keep track of my stuff without opening Genshin, an easy way to check, a semi-solution to artifact loadouts in a way. And that's about it. Actually, today, the day that I'm recording this on stream, I had to remove lots of artifacts from my characters because I was trying to do the reaction challenges. And with artifacts, basically every enemy will die with me breathing on them. And through this worksheet, I was able to very, very easily find and remember what artifacts I had on my characters. So in situations like that, in situations where you are trading artifacts around, you can remember them and you can check on them, check their changes through this. And I'm gonna end it here again. Any questions, any problems that you find in this thing, if you decide to use it and download it, are below. Oh, most likely also, you're gonna get my version of the worksheet, so all of my characters are gonna be them. You can roast them, or as I saw, just delete them, right? Just delete them so that you can start adding your own characters, or just use the replace stats function so that with characters that you already have, you can just replace. And again, if you're using different weapons, it will check. So guess that's it for me. I guess I'm gonna go add some extra buttons to that add custom thing for the Primogem Bank, and also fix one typo that I saw. So thank you. I hope you seriously have fun using this, and I await your feedback on anything that you want added into this, because I love coding. It's a nice challenge for me, and I feel nice. Creating something like this is something that I enjoy very much. So thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because we're doing daily streams, maybe here. We're trying a bit on Twitch. The version is coming out, the new version with Al Haytham. We're going to be doing a midnight shift stream, as I call it, because in Europe, on the European servers, the reset is on 5 o'clock. So I am gonna be staying late, up from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and plus playing the new version and waiting for the new version, playing some nice variety of just fun and dumb games, really, to pass the time and keep you company. So once again, like, subscribe, ring that shitty bell to help the channel out, and I'll see you. I'll see you in another video, hopefully. Bye bye.